Hi and welcome to Dropping the Lead in Carp Fishing. Coming up, we're going to talk about dropping the lead. Should you or shouldn't you? If so, when? I'll point you in the direction of some cheap leads and I'll show you how to set this inline system up without having to buy an inline safety kit from one of the tackle companies. It's all coming up. So, dropping the lead. It's a controversial subject. Should you or shouldn't you? Well, most of the time, no. 99% of people's fishing, it's really not necessary. The only time you should drop leads is if you're suffering heavy losses. So if you're losing a lot of fish in heavy weed or heavy snags, then by all means drop the lead. It will make a big difference to your catch rate and you'll stop losing fish. But for 99% of the time, you don't need to drop one. And if you don't need to, don't do it. I'm not a fan of leaving leads scattered all over the lake bed. And if we all just dropped the lead for no reason at all, I don't think it would be a very good idea, apart from the fact that it would cost us a fortune. So don't do it unless you have to, and save it for snaggy and weedy areas where you're suffering heavy losses. That's the time to use it. Okay, so cheap leads. This is a homemade one. Not made by me, made by one of my mates, but I do actually make my own as well. If you can make your own, great. If you can't, I suggest you go on Facebook, on one of the reputable Facebook groups like the North West and Cheshire Angling Group. Just put a post on one of the groups saying, lads, where do you get your leads from? And I guarantee you'll get a pile of posts giving you the details of local lead makers who will sell you leads for around about 50 to 60 pence a lead. You do have to buy in bulk, minimum order, say 10 or 15, but over the long term, if you're dropping the lead, it's a lot cheaper than the £1.50 that tackle companies are charging you. They've got special inline safety lead kits, which are £5 each, which you don't need, and £1.50 a lead. No, I don't think so. Best doing it this way. So, how do we turn this into an inline safety system where the lead drops? Let's take a look. So, you need to use tubing that's thin enough that you can pull the tail rubber back. And once you've done that, just simply snip your line at the swivel. Like so. Take the line out. And tie it to the end of the swivel that has your rig on. So instead of tying to the other side of the swivel, you tie to the same side. Okay? Now the best knot to use for that is a Grinner. Usually I would use a Palomar, but because it's already attached to line, a Grinner knot's really easy to do, and I've covered that on this channel as well. I'll put it on down here at the end. Okay, so a Grinner knot to tie to the same side of the swivel that your rig's on. I'll do that now. Okay, now the main line's been tied to the same side of the swivel as the rig. It's ready to take the lead. Okay, so the lead itself, the swivel goes into the housing as it normally would. Okay, trap your finger on it, keep your tube in there and keep it tight. You want it as tight as you can. And the tail rubber at the back just goes over the back of the lead like it normally would, and then just pull it tight. You want it as tight as you can get it. Okay, and once the system's set up, when the fish bites and you get the run and you strike, first off is the tail rubber at the back, and then that just leaves your lead to just fall off. And that's it, the inline safety system, without it costing you a fortune. Okay, so the rig is in the top corner there, and the Grinner knot I've used to go to the swivel is there. Check them out, have a look around my channel as well, and I'll see you in another video soon, hopefully. See ya.